happened? What happened? Oh no, I didn't hear about that. Yeah, a couple of days ago. He was packing up, said he needed to start packing. He said he is driving something now. She's sound good for 96. She said, I'll be 96 next month. I said, oh Lord, look at you. She said it was, told me it sure would be nice to come visit, so I'm going to have to try to get over there and visit her. Yeah, he came back Friday. I think he went to go play basketball. He was trying to find something to get into for free. Oh, for graduation. Nephew, I was just calling to holler at you for a minute. Tell them I said hi. I like to call and talk to them too. I miss my babies. Alright, I'll holler at you later. Alright, love you more. Bye.
Okay, so when you have a client to come in and they're getting a fill in, you want to try to clip away the old acrylic in a pattern if you can. So when you get ready to blend it, like this one, you won't be able to see the smile. You won't be able to see the foul line, and the foul line to be unison. So if you can't get it to go in a unison line, just get off as much as you can. So when you get ready to fill it in, the smile line won't look so bad. The fill line won't look so bad. So when you get ready to put a new tip on, you just go ahead and prep the nail. Make sure you glue down any excess lifts. So while you're doing the prepping of the nails, cutting away and putting on the new tips, the glue that you put on will be drying. Alright, so you measure it out. Make sure sidewall to sidewall, the nail fits snug in the sidewall. You don't have any excess nail hanging over. Make sure if the natural nail is crooked, then you hold the finger straight and put the tip on as straight as possible. Do not follow the crookedness of the natural nail. Some people automatically know they got a crooked finger, and some people are in denial about it. The people who know that they have a crooked finger, they don't trip so much about the nail possibly going on crooked, but you just want it to look straight just in case. All right. So once you get the repairs on, you can go in and prep the nail. Okay, so I just blended all of the fill lines. So you want to make sure they're blended as much as possible without tapping into the nail bed. So you want to make sure that your shaping and prepping is as clean as possible, because you want to just lay the acrylic and keep it moving. You don't want to do too much filing after. She wanted her pointer fingers to be stilettos. Can you see that? So we made those into stilettos. And if you can see, I just blended the nail with the nail bed, but not so much that you want to blend the her natural nail down. You just want it to look as natural as possible. So once you start blending, let me see if you can see. So you don't see any of the nail tip. It's blended in perfectly. And then the rest of her tips are blended. Now the acrylic is not going to be too perfect. Like I said, she came in with this set, and I'm just prepping and getting her ready for a fill-in. So you're going to go down as much as possible without touching the free edge so much. Make sure you get all the oil off. You're going to see some of the fill line, but you just want to make sure you blend it as much as possible. Depending on what type of acrylic you use, you're not going to see that blend line at all. That fill line, I'm sorry, you're not going to see the fill line at all. So you want to turn the nail towards her and follow. Actually, her ring finger on this hand is kind of crooked, so you want to make sure that the tip of the nail is straight, so it won't be so obvious. So when you get ready to lay the acrylic, everything will just be straight, and you'll just be focusing on laying the acrylic. You won't have to go back and re-prep the nail. You just want to make sure your foundation of prepping is as clean as possible. Okay. So you got her all cleaned up. Make sure you go in and cut the cuticles, and then you'll be ready to lay the acrylic. All right, so now it's time to start filling in. You can do as many balls as you feel comfortable with when you're doing a fill-in. If you want to do one ball, just make sure that you have control when you're doing the one ball. I'm doing multiple balls because she came with this set, so I need to make sure all of her creases are sealed up. So you can tell like where you need to seal the creases up at while you're prepping. And she may or may not have a fungus, but because she's sitting in my chair, I have to make sure she doesn't get a fungus. So I'm sealing up all the creases that I can. And that's one of the reasons why you have the option of having people soak off if they come with someone else's work on. So you will be for sure that everything is fresh and sealed up. So technically I would just do maybe one or two balls, and even if this was my set, I will do 1 or 2 balls with the fill-in, but like I said, I don't know how long she had this set on. I don't know what products were used, so I'm just gonna take my time and make it as clean as possible and fill in all the creases. Plus, you want to be neat about it, so when you get ready to do the fill, you can barely see the fill line that I did. The only reason you may see a two-tone is because I'm using a different color pink than what she already has on. But that shouldn't be a problem because ombre is in style. But it's not too off. Mine is a completely different product. Mine is Tammy Taylor. I'm not sure what she has on, but it's not too off, which is fine. So I like Tammy Taylor when it comes to fill-ins because Tammy Taylor's product is opaque enough where you can do a fill-in and not see the fill line. So you're just gonna go in and put the pink on top. I didn't do a video of the smile line for this pink and white. I just went ahead and prepped it. She asked for the stiletto, so I gave her a stiletto nail. I didn't build this nail with as you can see, I didn't build it with a form. I just used a tip and cut it to the design that she asked for. So because her nails are super long, well, long to me, it's her norm, so she could use them. You want to make sure that this stiletto nail is as strong as you need it to be. So even if you need to go pull it up to you and look at it from a bird's eye view so you can see if it's blended, if it's balanced, the acrylic is balanced, make sure that stress line is good. Because just because her nails is long don't necessarily mean that she's not heavy-handed. So I typically, when I lay my first ball, I lay it half and half. Half on the old acrylic and half on the nail bed. And that's how I build my foundation. So each layer that you lay should always rest on the last ball and half on the nail bed. And if it's wet enough, you can just lay it where you need it to be without covering up her cuticle. If you don't have control of your powder, that's fine. Just do small balls. And that's the thing about doing one big ball, because if you don't have control of it, it's not going to lay smooth anyway. So even if you have to go back and swipe it a couple times, I prefer that you do that instead of just trying to be fancy and lay one ball, because it's easier to build on than to just lay the ball on there and then you got to go back and fix it. And if you don't have a good file, you got to drill it. If you're not comfortable using a drill, then she's walking out with lumpy nails. Okay, so she don't know. She's the client. She's just sitting here, so she don't know that I'm filling in creases, making sure my balls are balanced. It should take, if you have to go back and redo a nail, It should take you no more than a minute to balance it all out. If it takes longer than that, that's fine too. Because she will appreciate that you took your time and filled in all the blanks. Okay. So this is the finished. You can barely see the fill line, which is good. The only thing you can see is a little ombre-ish. All right. All right, so this is the after. Hope you can see. She had one nail design with the stiletto. The rest is stones. And that's the fill-in. Thank you for tuning in.